Hi, friends. I want to give you some hints to make sure that you're on the right track for this homework assignment. Our learning goal for this assignment is that you can write linear expressions to model real-world situations to explain your reasoning. And this assignment is a little bit scaffolded for you, which means that I'm giving you challenging problems, but I'm also giving you like bits and pieces along the way to help you make sense of this. So let's do this first one. Mateo sends approximately twice as many text messages as his mom each month. His dad sends approximately 500 fewer text messages than Mateo each month. The following expression represents the total number of text messages sent by the family each month. And then the first thing I'd like you to do, please, is write in words what each piece of the expression represents in the story. All right. So here, this says, Mateo sends approximately twice as many text messages as his mom each month. So this makes me think that Mateo sends more than his mother. So this makes me think that if X is the number his mom sends, then 2X is going to be the number Mateo sends. Okay, because that's twice as many as his mom. But looking at my expression, I don't have a 2X, so that's a little bit confusing. If we flip it though, if we say that T represents the number of texts that Mateo sends, check out what happens. Then T divided by 2, his mom sends half, that's going to be the number of texts his mom sends. So this is just kind of going to show that when I did my first initial thinking, I was thinking of having X be the number of texts that his mom sends, but in this situation, T is representing the number of texts that Mateo sends. Both are correct. You just have to clearly explain what your X or what your variable is representing. And that's actually kind of why I used X for my work over kind of here on the side, like my thinking work, as different than T, because if I had set up this problem differently, I would have gotten a different expression. And that's totally fine. All right, next. Then T minus 500, it says here, his dad sends approximately 500 fewer text messages than Mateo. 500 fewer is subtraction. T is the number of texts Mateo sends minus 500. This is the number of texts Mateo's dad sends. Oops, dad. Oh my gosh, you guys. Mateo's Dan. Mateo has a Dan. Dad. Okay. And then part B says if Mateo sends approximately 3,000 texts per month, approximately how many texts does his entire family send each month? I'm actually not going to do that answer on this video because people are doing a really good job of being able to find numerical answers. It's the expressions that are struggling us. So we're going to do that. Problem number 2. If anybody recognizes this, I actually took this problem and put it on your quiz, which is why things went from X's to N's on that quiz, because I was copying and I forgot to replace the N's with X's. Cool. Okay. Christina's purchasing one of each of the following for her nieces for Easter: a pack of sidewalk chalk that costs $2.25, a bottle of bubbles that costs $1, and a chocolate bunny that costs $3.50. Which of the following expressions represent the amount of money Christina will spend if she has N nieces? All right. So we have here, in each niece gets a pack of sidewalk chalk that costs $2.25, a bottle of bubbles that costs $1, and a chocolate bunny that costs $3.50. And all of that together adds up to $6.75. So doing my thinking on the side, like if she had N as the number of nieces, if she had, oops, okay, I could set up, if I wanted to, I could set up an input-output table or a T table. Like if she had 0 nieces, she would not buy any of them. If she had 1 niece, she'd spend $6.75. If she had 2 nieces, she'd spend double that, which is $12 plus $1.50, which is $13.50. If she had 3 nieces, whatever, $13.50. I'm using my calculator. 6.75 equals 2025. I could keep going, but I don't want to. Oops, 2020. Good Lord. Okay, what's going on? 2025. Okay. If I wanted to. Part A says, which of the following expressions represents the amount of money Christina will spend if she has N nieces? Okay, here, $6.75 plus N. Really, if you look at my expression here, I am multiplying times 675 every time. So if I had N nieces, I would multiply that by 675. So the total spent would be 675 times N. Okay, so this one is not correct. This one is correct because we're multiplying. It's $6.75 for each niece. So yeah, it is not. I need to know the number of nieces. This part here, this one is saying this is the sidewalk chalk, the bottle of bubbles, and the chocolate bunny, and that goes for each niece. This is equivalent to 6.75 N. So that one will work. This one is also equivalent to 6.75 N, so that one will work. This one is not equivalent. And then again, I know that you guys can find, if she has 5 nieces, how much money will she spend? I know you guys can do that. At 6 East Shoe Store, a pair of boots is $30 more than a pair of sandals. A pair of sandals costs S dollars each. Emily purchased 2 pairs of boots and 3 pairs of sandals. Okay, so boots, I don't know how much they are, but I know they're $30 more than a pair of sandals. So if I say that sandals are S dollars, then boots are $30 more than that, which is S plus 30. Okay, this is like for one. But she doesn't buy one. She buys 2 boots. She purchased 2 pairs of boots, so she's going to get 2 things that cost S plus 30. And she's going to buy 3 things for sandals. So 3 sandals. Okay. So right here, and she buys all of this together. So right here we can see 2 times parentheses S plus 30 plus 3S. This right here is exactly the expression that I wrote. Let's see, there's a couple other ways to think about this. I could, if I wanted to, let's maybe simplify this down. 2 times parentheses S plus 30 plus 3S. 2 times S is 2 S's. 2 times 30 is 60. Plus 3S is 5S. Plus 60. Oh, look there. That's one. Done. Awesome. Okay. So then for the rest of them, I might, if I was trying to find expressions that represent this, I would be looking for expressions that are equivalent to 5s plus 60. 5s plus 90 is more than that. This one here, we're going to get 5s, because this is going to be 3s, but this is going to be 90, which is going to be 5s plus 90. That one's not right. This one's really close. S plus 30 is one boot. So this is like a boot and another boot and another boot. And then S was a sandal, so sandal and then another sandal. So that would be 3 boots and 2 sandals. But she actually bought the opposite of that, so that's not right. But that's going to help us with this last one. This is boot. S plus 30 is a boot. S plus 30 is a boot. And then sandal. That's a sandal. And that's a sandal. So 2 boots and 3 sandals. This one also will work. And then if I wanted to, I could reduce that to lowest terms. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 S's. And I see 30 and then another 30 plus 60. That reduces down to the right lowest terms. So that double checks that that one is correct. So to clarify, this one is correct, this one is correct, and that one is correct. And the other ones could not be used to represent the amount of money that Emily spent because it's the wrong, they just don't match it. I believe in your homework, I actually skipped number 4. We'll probably do it as a, I don't know, some other time. Number 5, so every year I teach this problem, people are confused about what overtime is. Overtime, I used to work for Starbucks a long time ago, and I used to get paid, let's say, for example, just to keep our numbers easy, I made a little bit more than this, but not a lot more. Say, for example, my regular pay rate was $10 an hour. Okay. I don't know if it's just Washington state law or federal law. I think it's federal law that says that 40 hours a week is full time. And what that means is that if you work 41 hours a week, they have to pay you extra for that extra hour because you're working more than full time. This is only for people who get paid by the hour. In my position as a teacher, I get paid a salary, which means I just get paid a set amount of money for the work that I do. It's not per hour, so this doesn't count for me with my job right now. But back in the day when I worked for Starbucks and I got paid by the hour, this is how it worked. Okay. So for those 40 hours, so for hours 0 through 40, I made $10 per hour. Oops, $10 per hour. Okay, but for hour 41, actually for every minute over 40 hours, but for hour 41 and then plus that, like 41 and beyond, they actually had to pay me extra. They had to pay me what's called time and a half, which is basically my $10 an hour plus an extra half of that. So I would get paid $15 an hour for every hour that I worked in overtime or part thereof. So like if I worked 15 minutes, I'd get a quarter of whatever $15, whatever a quarter of $15 is. So that's what this problem is talking about, is that all of the hours up to 40 hours, you get paid your regular pay rate. But then after you go over 40 hours, then you get paid extra because it's a lot, and that's the law. So let's read the problem. I would maybe call that name Naya. Naya is paid P dollars per hour that she works. For every hour that she works over 40 hours, she is paid time and a half, which means she's paid 1.5 times her normal hourly rate. Excuse me, which is what I just explained. Okay, and if she worked 50 hours last week, that means some of her time, and then the following is a model of the situation. This is not actually a model. This is an expression. There is no model. There's no model. Okay, it's all good. So let's see. So she worked for 40 hours, and then at her normal rate, and then 10 hours. So she worked 40 hours at her normal rate, and then 10 hours at the overtime rate. Okay. So if we look at this, 40 hours worked at the regular rate. I don't know how much that is, but they told us it's P, so I can put in a P there. And then how much time, the overtime rate is 1.5 times P. She worked 10 hours at 1.5 times P. And then when they say simplify the expression above, 40 times P is 40P, plus 10 times 1.5 is 15, so 15P. And then to simplify that, those are both like terms. I can take it down to 55P. So simplify the completed expression is going to be 55P. And then if Naya's regular hourly rate is $30 per hour, how much did she earn last week? I think we'll go ahead and do this because I'll show you two ways. This is the easy way. If you have a completed expression, a simplified expression, you can just put in $30 an hour for P. So I'm going to take this $30 an hour. I'm going to replace the value of P with that $30 an hour. So I'm going to take 55, I'm going to take 55, and then I'm going to multiply it by the value of P, which they said was 30. I'm going to bust out my calculator. 55 times 30 is $1,650. Oh my gosh, I cannot write right now with my pen. $1,650 is how much she earned last week. AST week. Okay. So she earned $1,650 last week. You could also, if you didn't have an expression and you were just trying to figure this out, you know that she worked 40 hours and she got $30 for that. And then she worked 10 more hours and she got time and a half, which is 30, and then another $15 for every hour there. This is a 1,200. This is 300 plus 150. Add all that up, it's still $1,650. Same answer if you just did it with numbers instead of with algebra. I hope you found this helpful. Keep working hard. If you want me to keep making these videos for you, I'm willing to do that. If you want them embedded in your homework like this at the end so you can check it, I'll do that. If you'd rather me just put them on Canvas, I can do that as well. Awesome. I'll see you soon.